Pleased to take my last call on this bill, again, but still with a heavy heart. You'd expect that a bill, the title of a bill, to give you some idea what was in the bill. And simply calling it the Families Commission Amendment Bill tells us nothing. And so clearly the title is inappropriate, Mr. Speaker, because the bill does a number of things which ought to be reflected in the title. And the one that comes to mind clearly, this is actually doing away with the Families Commission Bill, because effectively it does away with it. It's got an organisation with board members run by its chief executive, with one person called Families Commissioner, and there's nothing else in there that requires it to be in the form that it is. So the title of this bill should be far clearer to say, well, you know, this is how we get rid of the Families Commission. And we know the government has not liked the Families Commission, did not want it established, never supported it. But it's quite interesting why now it is forced into a position where it has to support the Families Commission but morphing it in its own image. And that's only because it's its coalition partner. So it could then be called Saving Our Coalition Arrangement Bill and using the Families Commission to do it. Because there is no other reason for this particular bill. There's no problem it actually solves that is a problem in the Families Commission today, except the ones that the government, the ministers created for herself. So this is saving the coalition. This is just all it is. And it takes away really the opportunity to, as my colleague Jacinda Ardern was saying, an opportunity to really strengthen even further advocacy for our children and our families. But it doesn't do that. So we could easily be called Saving Our Coalition Partner, or we don't like it, but we have to have it, amendment bill. But it does something even far more serious than that, Mr. Speaker. It actually takes away the most powerful function of the Families Commission, which was advocating for families through consulting with them, doing the research, finding out what programs there are, what's working, what's not working, and what changes ought to occur, and then advising government and providing public education on those findings. That's what it was designed to do. But here, so we have a commission that's now, while it's been given an advocacy function, it actually is being given the job of doing a family status report. And if you read the family status report, it's not a family status report. It's a bits of old hash of things that have been written before around the families. I invite listeners and members to read that, because that's all it does. Everything that's there has already been said. So maybe it should just be called Doing a Family Status Report Bill, because it does nothing else. It doesn't add anything of value. The MSD was already producing a social report. It's only a small jump to tweak that to actually address families. So it doesn't do that as well. But the other one is it actually brings in a social science experts panel, and this is probably the real bite in this particular bill, because here the minister will appoint the social science expert panels. At the moment, the Families Commission has access to it. All of the experts in the world, all of the experts in the private sector, all of the experts in our universities, and all of the experts in our various agencies that deliver. All of that is gone. These a minimum of 4 people, will now become the experts panel. They will provide advice on what work is to be done, and they will monitor the quality of the reports coming out. What is this about? This is a sham. And so it's Don't Trust Anybody bill, because it actually does away with the very intelligent resources already available that the Commission has been using. But no, the Minister plus 1 or 2 others will appoint 4 people who will be given this job. This is corralling the Families Commission, which is why this is a cynical bill. And that cynicism ought to be reflected in its title, because here is a government being as cynical as it can be, trying to hide it under all kinds of lovely sounding terms, but in the end it's full of sound and fury, signifying nothing, Mr. Chairman. Maybe that's a good title as well. Thank you.
So the question is that Clause 1 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. The ayes have it. You'd like a party vote? Let's do it. Clerk will conduct a party vote.
Let's do it, baby.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Maori Party.
2 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Brendan Horan. Any other votes?
Ayes are 63, noes 56. The motion is agreed till we move to Clause 2, and the question is that Clause 2 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct the party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Maori Party.
2 in favour.
Mana.
1 opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan. Any other votes?
Ayes are 63, noes 56. Clause 2 will stand part. I will report this bill without amendment presently. So members, we move now to the Border Processing, Trade, Single Window and Duties Bill. Point of order, Tim McIndoe.
Mr Chairman, I seek leave for all parts of the Border Processing, Trade